While a handful of 2025 NFL rookies are in a great position to produce right away, others are bound to endure first-year growing pains.
I continue to raise my eyebrow at the Agbuka investment. Chris Godwin, Jalen McMillan, Mike Evans, Bucky Irving, Kate Otten. There's only one ball on the field, man.
So, who's set to take the league by storm right away, and who's set to suffer through a frustrating first NFL campaign? Well, today, here are 5 rookies bound to succeed, and 5 who will fail. Set up to succeed, Travis Hunter. The Jacksonville Jaguars shook up the draft when they acquired the number 2 pick from the Cleveland Browns for a monster haul that included the number 5 selection and a 2026 first-round pick. With the second overall pick, the Jaguars took the two-way phenom and 2024 Heisman Trophy winner. And with that, a giant win, especially for Travis Hunter, since Jacksonville has a much better QB situation than Cleveland. So Hunter now joins a star-studded Jaguars offense led by Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne Jr., and Brian Thomas Jr. As good as Thomas was, though, Hunter projects to immediately step in as Jacksonville's new number 1 receiver. The Jags will be a pass-heavy offense under rookie head coach Liam Cohen, who just got a career year out of Baker Mayfield in Tampa Bay. And on defense, Hunter will get to line up beside Tyson Campbell, one of the league's most underrated cover corners of the last 3 years. We don't know how much Hunter will actually play on that side of the ball, but hey, bottom line is, he is set to at least go off as a wide receiver. Set up to fail, Shedeur Sanders. So if the Browns selected Sanders in like the first or second round, we'd probably have a different outlook on his fit in Cleveland. But alas, Sanders fell out of the first 4 rounds before the Browns finally selected him in round 5 at number 144 overall. Quite frankly, we don't even know where to start here. Sanders is one of 5 quarterbacks on the Browns depth chart. Watson will miss significant time and potentially the entire season. And even then, Sanders will still have to outdo Pickett, Flacco, and Gabriel in training camp to jump the depth chart. Yeah, that's going to be much easier said than done. Pickett and Flacco have valuable playing experience, with the latter taking the Browns to the postseason just 2 years ago. And if the Browns were willing to use a 3rd-round pick on Gabriel before taking Sanders 2 rounds later, what the heck makes you think that Deion's kid will get an extended look over the Oregon product? Even if Shedeur becomes one of the top 2 QBs on the depth chart, what is there to work with? Jerry Jeudy is their only stud receiver. The ground game is not a strength anymore with Nick Chubb gone, and the Browns have one of football's toughest schedules for 2025. Best case scenario, Shedeur becomes a starter and gets overwhelmed by opposing defenses with minimal talent at his side. Worst case, and well, most likely scenario, he's just a bench warmer. So much for being a top 10 pick and potential franchise-changing QB, huh, Coach Prime? Set up to succeed, Ashton Genty. Most mock drafts had Genty going 6th overall to the Las Vegas Raiders, and, well, that's exactly what transpired in the real world. The fit just made far too much sense. The Raiders needed a running back. New head coach Pete Carroll is obsessed with running the ball, as long as it's not from the 1-yard line with a Super Bowl on the line, but whatever. And the new look Raiders are already in win-now mode with Tom Brady, Coach Carroll, and Geno Smith joining the party. The Heisman Trophy runner-up was going to be a superstar no matter where he landed. But you just know that he is going to produce early and often in a Carroll-coached offense. Smith will rarely be asked to throw 35+ times in the game, even with the presence of superstar tight end Brock Bowers. Genty will be the focal point of this offense, and we're expecting 2K yards from scrimmage for the rookie. Josh Jacobs was great for the Raiders, but Genty will be even better. Bank on it. Set up to fail, Kelvin Banks Jr. Remember how many people were bracing for the New Orleans Saints to take Shedeur Sanders or Jackson Dart with the number 9 selection? Yeah, so much for that. In another day 1 surprise, the Saints took Texas offensive tackle Kelvin Banks Jr. He wasn't exactly regarded as a top 10 pick, and the Saints used 2022 and 2024 first-round picks on Trevor Penning and Talisa Fuaga respectively. Look, we're not saying Banks will be a bust, but man, he is not in a favorable position heading into his rookie season. With veteran mainstay offensive tackle Ryan Ramczyk retiring, Banks will presumably battle with Penning for the right tackle spot. Another option is to move Penning to guard and thrust Banks into the starting role. So either Banks gets limited playing time as a rookie, or he's forced to replace Ramczyk at right tackle. The Saints have one of football's worst offensive lines, and arguably the least desirable QB situation heading into 2025. If rookie Tyler Shuck or Spencer Rattler play behind center, hey, man, good luck blocking for them. Few combos are worse than a rookie offensive tackle joining one of the league's worst O-lines. So Banks better prepare himself for a year of growing pains. Set up to succeed, Michael Williams. A year ago, nobody thought that the San Francisco 49ers would pick this high. But after a string of injuries to key players led to a disappointing 6-11 season, the consolation prize was nice. That being the number 11 pick in a deep draft class that netted handed them Georgia edge rusher Michael Williams. 49ers fans need not a reminder about the long list of big-name talents that they lost this year. One of the priorities was finding a new running mate for Nick Bosa following the releases of Javon Hargrave and Leonard Floyd, and the 49ers found just that. The 6'5", 260-pound Williams will slot in nicely beside Bosa, one of football's premier pass rushers. Bosa is one of the most double-teamed edge rushers in the game, so that means Williams will draw plenty of favorable one-on-one matchups. Robert Saleh, who returns as the 49ers defensive coordinator, has a long history of quickly developing young defensive linemen into immediate playmakers. We have no doubt that Williams will produce right off the bat, and consider him an early frontrunner for Defensive Rookie of the Year honors. Set up to fail? Tyler Booker. Leading up to the draft, it was widely reported that the Dallas Cowboys would use their first-round pick on an offensive weapon to complement Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb. Yeah, so much for that. The Cowboys instead reached for Alabama guard Tyler Booker with the number 12 pick. Another day one development that nobody saw coming. Booker was viewed as a late first or maybe like early second-round pick. But for whatever reason, the boys jumped on him awfully early.
Tyler Booker, offensive lineman from Alabama. Hold on.
With franchise legend Zach Martin retiring, Booker immediately slots in as one of the starting guards alongside Tyler Smith. Asking Booker to step in and immediately replace the future Hall of Famer is a tall task, so, I mean, that kid better be ready for some growing pains. Not saying Booker won't eventually become a star, but his rookie year already looks like it's going to have more negatives than positives. So, buckle up, Dak. Set up to succeed? Jade Baron. The Broncos had the league's third best scoring defense last year, all thanks to a ferocious pass rush and Defensive Player of the Year, Patrick Surtain II. But the rich just got richer this offseason, starting with the free agent signings of All-Pro safety Talanoa Hufanga and linebacker Dre Greenlaw. Not quite satisfied enough with the upgrades, the Broncos used the number 20 pick on Texas corner Jade Baron. Baron finished 2024 with a PFF coverage grade of 91.1, tops in the nation. He can light up anywhere on the field, from corner to slot to the box. And he'll be playing with Surtain, Hufanga, and Riley Moss. Baron won't be assigned the other team's number one receiver too often, if at all, so he can just enjoy being used as a chess piece who can easily eliminate the opponent's number 2 option. The schematic fit is just far too perfect for him to disappoint as a rookie. Set up to fail? Colston Loveland. Loveland and Tyler Warren were the consensus top 2 tight end prospects in the 2025 class. Most folks ranked the Penn State product ahead of Loveland, but Warren went 14th overall to the Indianapolis Colts, and Loveland was taken 10th overall by the Bears, the first tight end that Chicago drafted in the first round since Greg Olsen in 2007. We're bullish on Loveland and his fit in Ben Johnson's pass-heavy offense, but as a rookie, man, he cannot expect a whole lot of production. I mean, come on, just look at who the Michigan product has to share the ball with. Chicago has far too many weapons for Williams, and only one ball to use. With Kmet still listed as the top tight end on the depth chart, Loveland has to be patient with his development and transition to the NFL. It is unfair to think that he'll have a monster rookie year a la Sam Laporta or Brock Bowers. Set up to succeed? Matthew Golden. For the first time since 2002, the Green Bay Packers used a first-round pick on a wide receiver, and boy did they need to this time. Packers running back Josh Jacobs said before the draft that Green Bay needed a new number 1 receiver, and he ain't wrong. With all due respect to Jaden Reed, he's a number 2 at best. Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs are number 3 or 4 guys, not game changers. So Golden should immediately step in as the new number 1 receiver in Green Bay. None of Green Bay's other receivers have Golden's speed or ability to stretch the field. This dude averaged 17 yards per catch last season, folks. Matt LaFleur is one of the best defensive coaches in the game, so we have no doubt that he'll maximize Golden's production right away. Set up to fail? Mecha Agbuka. One of the biggest stunners of the draft came in round 1 when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers selected Ohio State wide receiver Mecha Agbuka with the number 19 selection. Yeah, he was widely projected to be a top 20 pick, but the Bucs? Well, it's a choice, all right. Tampa Bay boasts one of the league's top 3 wide receiver tandems in Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, who just signed a $66 million extension. And that's to say nothing of 2024 rookie standout Jalen McMillan, who emerged as a capable number 2 receiver following Godwin's season-ending ankle injury. And then you throw in the dynamic running back tandem of Bucky Irving and Rachaad White. So what is Agbuka then?
What would you say you do here?
I mean, that's kind of been a question I've been asking myself. I'm not entirely sure. I think that it's always been something that's hardwired in me. I don't know exactly where it comes from, but I would just say I've always been very ambitious.
For at least 1 year, you can bet on Agbuka being a complete non-factor as a rookie. But hey, which other NFL rookies are set up to succeed right away? And which ones do you think will fail? Let us know in the comment section below. If you liked this video and learned a thing or two, then hey, clicking the like button helps us out a ton. And you know, we really appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, then hey, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.